Hey everyone, Austin here again with a Let's Play video. Today we're going to be playing through Disney's Aladdin for the Sega Master System. This specific game was also released on the Sega Game Gear. Both were developed by Sims Co., a company that did a lot of stuff for Sega back in the day. This is an interesting game because it's definitely for the Master System especially, it's a technical showpiece. There's a lot of really great animation in this and, just some really nice visual touches. However, the gameplay itself is kind of not that great. The game itself, with all the cutscenes and stuff like that, it takes about 35 minutes to go through, but if you just skip through all that and play the game itself, it'll take like 10 to 15 minutes tops. It is an insanely short game, especially for 1994 standards, but it is one I just recently finished for the first time. I had never really played the handheld or Master System version of the game, and so I wanted to give it a shot, and I did, and after much trial and error, I ended up finishing it in my first night of playing it. And, yeah, it was interesting. Definitely a gorgeous looking game. Not the most interesting from a gameplay perspective, but I figured, hey, since I finished it, let's go ahead and do a Let's Play of it anyway. It's been a little while since I've done a playthrough on this channel. I do have a couple of other Master System playthroughs in store. Games with much better gameplay and much more challenging, so much more reason to do a walkthrough. But what we're going to do is go through this game. I'm going to walk you through it. We're going to skip all the cutscenes because that just adds padding to the game. For those of you guys that are a fan of this classic early 90s animated Disney film, it follows that story extremely closely. However, some of the scenes like this are actually pretty decent. Others, it's just characters talking to each other with no background changes or anything like that. So this introduction quality, as far as animations are concerned, don't expect that for the rest of the game. There are some parts that are good, but there's other parts that it's just two characters on a flat background, just with text going across the screen. So I'm not gonna sit here and just like watch all that stuff go. There's other long plays on YouTube without commentary that you can watch if you want to check that stuff out. But what I'm going to do is just kind of explain all the parts of the game. This is definitely a game, I think, that was made for kids in mind. At first, I really struggled with the game, and you do get infinite continues in it, and you only have one life, so it's very easy to die, get a continue, and then have to start over on that level. But, once you kind of figure out how things work, it's pretty easy to go through the game without dying, or just dying a couple of times. It is easy to make mistakes because some of the mechanics are a little weird, not what you would expect in terms of physics and stuff like that, but yeah, I'll just talk about it as we go through it. So let's go ahead and hit that button number 1, go to the title screen. You do have password functionality in this. I always forget there are passwords in this because, yeah, you have to actually intentionally do game over on the continue screen if you want to get a password. So just a FYI, if you for some reason need to, stop the game halfway through, you can die and then grab yourself a password. But let's go ahead and just start off here. This starts off as an auto-scroller, and all you have to do is just jump over stuff. And you can press button number 2 to do that. Button number 1 does not do anything. So you don't want to get caught by that palace guard over there on the left, and then you just hop over barrels. There are a couple of bouncy barrels that we run under just like that. You do have different types of health refills in this. You've got apples, which I picked one up, and then you've also got bread. They both basically do the same thing, I think. One might give you more health back than the other, but there's a good chance you're going to take very few hits in this game, and so you're probably not going to even know if one gives you more back than the other. Like I said, game made for kids, but man, it is a very pretty game. So on the Sega Master System, you didn't see a lot of games that used line scrolling techniques, so you've got that floor that's moving and scrolling at different rates, which gives a nice parallax effect. But you also have some nice scrolling in the background, and then that perspective scrolling on the sides of the walls of the buildings. It's very good stuff. It's very nice, and we'll see more of that on this section. So again, text crawl, we're just going to go ahead and skip through that. And this one does have endless pits in it, so you have to be a little careful. But we got Jasmine following us now, and she basically just does what we do. And just running and jumping. Now you can actually walk through the edge of the wall there, so you know, when I first played this, I was trying to jump early, but if you jump early, you might end up like falling to your death. So what you want to do is actually kind of run through the edge of the wall to get your maximum distance and you know, greater likelihood of you actually making your jump. So again, you know, you basically get one life, and so if you fall into a pit, that's instant game over. Then you have to go to a continue screen. You continue, and you just redo it over and over again. So yeah, the game slows down right now. We're no longer in auto-scrolling territory, so this is kind of what the normal game feels like. And I'm going to run and just jump through here, just kind of like that. So if you press jump by itself, you just jump straight up, and you can grab on the ledges like in Prince of Persia. And what's actually kind of interesting is the introduction video showed Aladdin being able to kind of run and jump and grab onto a ledge. I haven't figured out how to do that, so there is one specific section where you can really do that, and it comes in handy. But if you press down and jump, you'll sort of crawl across. And this does have some Prince of Persia style elements that I'll explain in a moment. But if you press forward and jump, you just jump straight forward, and then double tapping will allow you to run. So diagonally down forward lets you go downstairs, and we're going to duck right here because there's probably a bat or not. There he is. So we'll go ahead and grab ourselves an apple right here. I'm going to jump, and Aladdin just automatically grabs onto that. We're going to run and jump. Ooh, that was close. And then if we run and press button number 1, we can slide. And there is a rock there on the ceiling. Come down these stairs just like this. And I'm going to hold forward and jump. And then I'm going to hold forward and jump again. And I got hit by spikes. That's fine. So we've got spikes right here. If we duck, they actually drop. And so what we want to do is actually kind of crawl or sneak across, and the spikes will stay down. So hold down, press button number 2, you just crawl across like that. And then we just hold up. Now, when I first played this, I was avoiding the water drops because I'm so used to games, especially on the Master System and Game Gear, where water drops hurt you. They don't hurt you in this. It's just for decoration. So we're going to run and jump across here. So what they showed off in the introduction with Aladdin running and like climbing on the ledges after a jump, that would be handy right there to get that bread. I've never successfully done it, so I'm just not going to even worry about it. But we're going to jump up here. Oh, actually, it's not what I want to do. I want to come over this way to get a key, but again, we need to sneak. Now, there is one thing I want to mention. There are a couple of gotcha moments. So if you look towards the top there, there's a weird animation happening. That's actually a rock hiding in the background. So you want to kind of keep an eye out for that on this level in particular. So there's one. There's probably going to be another one coming up here, at least on the section above us. So got ourselves a key. We're going to run and jump again, just like that. And it's respawned. So it's back. And we're going to just sneak across just like that, get rid of those spikes. Again, similar to Prince of Persia. Prince of Persia spikes do come up. You can actually die instantly on them if you're not careful. In this one, you don't die instantly, you just take a little bit of damage, but it's a similar concept where you have to kind of sneak through them or sneak past them. Gonna wait for that to go back down, and I'm gonna just kind of climb up here just like this. Grab this stone, and then we press button number 1 to throw it. And there's a couple of switches like that on walls. Now, this is kind of interesting right here. There's a spike, but if you come over here, as far as I know, there is nothing here. It's just, like, why is it even there? I have no idea. So we're going to go ahead and sneak our way back. And I'm going to go ahead and just do a regular jump, and then duck. Oh, well, try to. If you press jump before you press a direction, Aladdin will just jump straight up into the air. And so you have to be really cognizant about holding forward before jumping. And I always get caught by that rock. I should have known better about that. But it's whatever. I still have a bunch of health left. It looks like I only have 2 hits left, but enemies don't typically do a full block of health. So you actually have a lot of wiggle room with the amount of damage that you can take. Alright, so we've got ourselves another side-scrolling part with a bunch of pits. Now we have to be careful here because there are a lot of bats that will come out and just kind of get you. Let's see, is there one right here? Nope. There's one right there. Okay. Now, if you get hit by a bat over a pit, you will actually just fall straight down and you'll die. So, the treasures also, one of the themes in this movie is there's this Cave of Wonders. Aladdin and his companion Abu, his monkey, fall into. And if they touch any treasure, all hell breaks loose, and they get trapped inside. And so that's what those treasure boxes are and those diamonds are. If you touch them, you actually die instantly. So you don't want to touch them. Now, I'm not actually playing this. This is just a cutscene. So Aladdin goes out, grabs the lamp, will eventually release the genie, but Abu is sneaky, and he grabs a treasure, and all hell breaks loose. And we're going to go ahead and just try to skip through that. And another auto-scroller. We don't want to touch the floor or ceiling. If we do, we die instantly. Unless we take a hit by something else previously, you do have invincibility frames in this game. So if I take a hit by like a falling stalactite or something like that, I can actually touch the walls without dying, which is nice. So I'm just kind of sitting in place here. I will most likely take a few hits. It's just these falling objects are a little tricky. I don't have them all memorized, just like that. I took a hit. I usually take a couple hits. It's not a big deal. You know, it is nice going through games without taking any damage if you can, but this is one of those games where I don't have it in me to really memorize every tiny little object placement. And again, more story. We're going to go ahead and skip that. Alright, so now we're inside the Sultan's palace. Going by the plot of the movie, Aladdin has released the genie, and the genie gives him 3 wishes. And one of his wishes is to become a prince so he can see the princess. So we actually saw the princess in the very first level. We also just picked up a rock. You just press down on top of the rock to grab it, and you just use it to throw at these guards. And we're going to go ahead and jump up again, grab this rock, and we will come down this way. This is completely optional, but we can grab ourselves a couple of extra rocks in case you miss for some reason. It's kind of hard to miss, but if you really wanted to, you can go back down as well. They respawn. That's what I did in my first playthrough. It was kind of unnecessary now that I know how to actually go through the game normally. But it's, you know, it's nice having extras on hand. But yeah, so, Aladdin actually meets Princess Jasmine outside. She's dressed as a commoner because she's tired of palace life. You know, that's kind of the plot in the movie. Aladdin meets her, and she ends up giving an apple to a kid. The salesperson, the merchant, flips out, and they end up getting chased. And I'm not used to that guy being there. That was really weird. I've never actually seen that before. A palace guard just randomly appeared behind me. He wasn't there previously. Interesting. But yeah, now that Aladdin's gotten the genie, one of his wishes is to become a prince himself, so he can just have access to the palace and meet Jasmine again after all the hell that broke loose down below in the Cave of Wonders. And yeah, that's kind of the story in a nutshell. The story of this game, it actually follows very closely to the film, which is kind of interesting. Not a lot of, Disney themed games back in the day would do that really effectively. We're going to go ahead and throw a rock at him, and then throw a rock there. There we go. But this one, like, really, it made a really concerted effort to follow the story of the movie almost one-to-one. So there's a lot of small details missing, but all the core beats are there. Let's go ahead and open that. Grab ourselves another key right here. Jump over. Jump back up. Slight puzzle elements in this level. Like right here. That guard's not going to do anything unless I get really close to this wall. For some reason, he knows I'm on the other side. He tries to go after me, and then he flips that switch for me. I actually got stuck at that part at first. I was like, is something broken? Is this not working because I'm playing on a flash cart or something like that? But no, it's just kind of weird design. We got a few rocks. We're going to throw it at one of the guards here. Going to let him walk my way just a little bit. There we go. Grab that rock, grab that key, and then wait for him to get unstunned, and then we'll throw another rock. I believe if he's dizzy, if you throw another rock, I think it just goes right through him, so you do have to actually wait. But yeah, you know, what's really interesting is just how quickly this game flows from a gameplay standpoint. Like, we're already towards the end of the game, believe it or not, guys. This is not a long game at all, and I think that's the most disappointing thing about this game, is that it's just, it's 2/3 of it is story, the other third is actual gameplay and, you know, level progression. And so I feel like there are a lot of points in the film they could have probably turned into gameplay sections, but they chose not to. Like, there's no jail sequence. No jail sequence like there was in, you know, other versions of Aladdin, other iterations of it. So there's a bunch of stuff that is, you know, they probably could have fleshed out, but they chose not to. So in this level, another auto-scroller. You don't want to touch the buildings. You will die instantly if you touch the buildings. Now, you can touch, like, these storks. You can touch the other objects. You'll just lose a little bit of health. And there are health refills. But it is kind of interesting. Like, this is a peaceful section in, say, the SNES version, where, like, you basically... I don't think you can lose, but in this one, it's like everything wants to kill you. The cherries in the trees, the storks in the sky... you know, thunderclouds, we've got the buildings, and then we've got a random horse that runs in and jumps up and tries to knock you off. So, a lot of interesting gameplay choices and design choices in this one. It would have been cool if there was some kind of, like, hard mode in this game. You know, raise the difficulty. It's another auto-scroller, so we're going to go ahead and just sit all the way to the back of the screen. If you sit forward, you're probably going to get hit by his lightning strikes. And we just jump over the fire. Now, some of his fire scrolls across the screen. Others, like this, just sit in place, so you have to watch closely. And after this, we're basically at the last boss fight, by the way. Like I said, it's a crazy short game. Oh, no! Well, there goes our one life clear. Oh, well. Yes, we will try again. Not that a one life clear in this game really means much, but still, it's nice, you know, being able to go through a game like this and just not die at all. You know, keep that flow going. Right, just jump and jump. Lots of jumping. The auto-running sections, they do feel pretty good. Like, Aladdin's very responsive. The hit detection seems decent. I don't think I've ever taken too many hits here where I feel like I didn't deserve them. So, yeah, that thing of fire is probably the hardest part on this whole section. Everything else is pretty easy, I would say. You just sit all the way back and you just kind of watch things happen. Alright, here we go. Just skip all the story. Alright, so Jafar is going to throw fire in front of me, and what I want to do is grab this sword and come up to him and swipe him once. He's going to turn into a gigantic snake. And the snake is kind of interesting. He spits fire out, and it always just lands right in front of you. So all you have to do is just sit in place, and then when he does that fireball attack, you want to move up and then attack him. And he's going to do fire on the ground as well, eventually. And for that, we'll just jump straight up. So just wait, wait, just wait, and wait. Jump. Jump. Ooh. And every time he does the bouncy ball, you go up and you attack. That's your signal to attack. Just jump. It is easier to react if you're a little bit farther back. And then just walk up and swipe. The tail always bounces you back. Just jump. And again. And again. And just wait. even though my foot's on fire. Walk up, attack, just like that. Rinse and repeat. When I first did this fight, I found it to be pretty tricky because I was just being very aggressive. And while I still won, like, I did it by the skin of my teeth. And then eventually, after doing some practice runs of this game, I found that the fire he drops just sits right in front of you. It doesn't ever go and attack you directly. It's programmed to land in front of you. And that's probably the last hit. Yep, he gets smacked off screen. And then that is it. We just beat the game. So we just hit the 21-minute mark. And actually, that's of my recording. We're probably not even at the 21-minute mark in the actual edited video itself. I think I hit the record button a couple of minutes before I actually started talking to you guys. So, yeah, more story here. I'll go ahead and let this play out since, yeah. But anyway, guys, that's Disney's Aladdin for the Sega Master System. Again, it also came out in the Game Gear. It looks to be very similar, if not the same. Game Gear does have a smaller resolution, so I do actually kind of want to check that one out and go through it. I most likely won't do a Let's Play of it or anything like that. But, yeah, I do want to see the differences, see if it's... I mean, Game Gear does have a higher color palette. Maybe it's a little more colorful than this version. And everything will probably look a little more zoomed in because of the smaller resolution. And that could maybe potentially benefit this game. But I might have to fire that up. I'm on my Mega SG, so I do have Sega Game Gear support. And... yeah, for anyone that's played this before, either on Game Gear or Master System, let me know your thoughts on it. So, I don't think I mentioned specifically in the beginning, the Master System version that we're playing, I think it was only a European release, did not come out in North America on the SMS. SMS was basically dead in North America by that point, 1994. But it did come out on Game Gear in North America, so if any of you guys over in the States played it, let me know your thoughts on the Game Gear version. And for those of you guys over there in Europe that may have played the Master System one, let me know your thoughts on it. Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot else to say. I do know that it's been a while since I've done a dedicated video like this. So I did do a status update on YouTube, and I'll just use this last few minutes as the credits roll out to just talk about my channel and stuff like that. I've, you know, been dealing with a lot of other stuff, real life, that's been just eating up a lot of my time. I've also been trying to be very selective about, like, my work-life balance, you know, trying to, you know, I've got a full-time job, obviously, and YouTube takes up a lot of time, but I have other hobbies as well, and I've been trying to kind of balance them out. Other real-life stuff has also gotten in the way, but other things have changed too. Like, I built a brand new computer as of doing this video a couple of weeks ago now, which meant I had to reformat everything, and I lost all my live stream templates, you know, I lost all my software and stuff like that, so I had to reinstall everything. As far as live streams, I still haven't gotten around to updating my live stream templates, creating brand new ones, basically, hence no live streams on YouTube recently. Yeah, what I wanted to do is make sure I just got everything up. I got my mic working, I got my capture setup working, all that's working now, so I wanted to make sure I could at least do Let's Play videos, and so that's what we're doing right now. It's probably going to be a few more weeks before I get some live streams going again. I do want to do Doom CD32X Fusion. I showed that off last October when we released that project, but I want to do full playthroughs of the Doom and Doom 2 side to show it off in its entirety. So that'll probably be one of the first live streams I do when I come back to streaming. But that's still going to take some time. I've got to create stream templates and whatnot. So what I'm going to do is most likely focus on a handful of Let's Plays because I can knock them out pretty quickly, like this one. My next one will probably be Power Strike for Sega Master System, which is a fairly difficult shoot-'em-up, but a very high-quality shoot-'em-up for the system. I recently finished that one for the first time. So yeah, what I'll do is focus on these Let's Plays, so you guys have some content to watch over the next month to month and a half, and then I will try to, hopefully by then, have some of my stream templates ready again, and we can get some more live streaming going on. But anyway, I appreciate your patience. Those of you guys that have been supporting my channel for a while, I know I have a bunch of paid backers. You know, I hate disappearing, since, you know, you are paying me, so, like, I'd like to deliver on your patronage, so, but yeah, I've had reasons as to not being around as often, so, yeah, hopefully have some more stuff sometime soon. So, anyway, last part of this game, you know, Aladdin gets 3 wishes from the genie, and, you know, spoilers for the movie, his 3rd wish he uses on the genie to free him, so the genie is a free man now. And, you know, Disney happy ending, you know, he still marries Jasmine anyway, even though he's not a prince, and yada yada yada, you know, kind of unbelievable stuff, especially as an adult. But the movie is, I watched it a lot growing up. I have a major soft spot for Disney's Aladdin. I mean, and The Lion King, that was a really peak period for Disney animation, back when they still actually did real hand-drawn animation. Now I think it's basically all CG stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, guys. There's just a staff role. It's not very interesting. It's just developer names. Again, this was developed by Sims Co., and they did a lot of really good stuff for Sega over the years, like one of my favorites, which is Outrun 2019. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just cut the video off here, so I'd like to say thanks for watching. If you stuck around to this point, feel free to leave a comment down below, let me know that you made it this far, and, you know, let me know if you've ever played this version of the game, either on Master System or the Game Gear. Thanks to everyone that's still back in the channel, thanks to everyone that's subscribed, and if you're new to my channel and you like this sort of thing with commentary, feel free to click that subscribe button, and I'll definitely have more content like this coming up sometime soon. Hopefully more with games that actually have stuff worth commenting on, because games like this that are super easy, I almost sometimes wonder why I'm even Let's Playing them, but in this case, it's like, you know what, I just finished the game for the first time. Now that I can finish the game, I might as well actually do a recording of it, and it's a good way to test out my rig and my, you know, my new system, so... But, yeah, that's going to do it for me, guys. Thanks again for watching, and until the next one, take it easy.